We at Wondery, creators of Dr. Death, Scamfluencers, and Over My Dead Body, go deeper into complex true crime stories to give you an inside look at the facts. And now we're launching the ultimate true crime fan destination, Exhibit C. It's truly criminal. Wondery's Exhibit C gives you the detective's lens of all of the evidence, taking you step by step through the twists and turns of each true crime case. Join the Exhibit C online community to access exclusive show merchandise, member-only content, and to hear directly from top criminal and social justice experts, witnesses, and investigators as they take us beyond the evidence and into the case file. Join now by following Wondery Exhibit C on Facebook or find us on the web at WonderyExhibitC.com and listen to true crime podcasts on Wondery and Amazon Music. Exhibit C. It's truly criminal.
Asas de morcego? Olhos de cabra? Lágrimas de dragão?
Pela última vez, Dona Bruxa, eu também não sei o que tem na Fanta Mistério. Eu só trabalho aqui no supermercado.
Fanta Mistério. Atreva-se a provar o sabor do mistério.
Okay, we're joined by Hank Harrison. Hank Harrison, the father of Courtney Love. His new book is finally out. It's called Love Kills. And for now, the only way to get the book is you got to email lovekillsbook@gmail.com. That goes straight to Hank, and he'll send you an autographed copy. Sorry, Hank. And he'll send you a copy. He'll get a copy right away. Hank, are you there?
I am.
Hey, Hank, remind the audience, one of my favorite guests, everybody loves it, but just for the people tuning in for the first time, tell them who Hank Harrison is.
Well, I'm a guy that went to school in San Francisco, grew up in Northern California. I wanted to be a writer since I was a little kid, and I got a couple of degrees in psychology and got sidetracked on bringing people down off of bad acid trips and managing some of my friends. Some of my closest friends actually started a band. And so they said, well, Hank, we don't have anybody that can manage us, so can you do some management work for us? And I said, okay. And I took a breather for a while and became a manager for this band. And they did pretty well for themselves over the years. So, I moved on. I went back to writing, and I'm still, I actually was a tech writer for Lockheed and Honeywell, and got the reputation for being a good writer within that circle. So I did a lot of government work. And then later on, they said I was working for the CIA. Not true, but let them think what they want, Anyway.
You've written a couple of books before this, though, right? About the Grateful Dead?
Well, actually, ostensibly it's about the Grateful Dead, but it's really about the Haight-Ashbury Revolution. And there are two books, Volume 1 and Volume 2, called The Dead, Volume 1 and Volume 2. They're out there. You can get them on eBay, and you can get them on used Amazon,
right,
etc. And you can write me, and I'll send you copies. But the thing is, the book sold 250,000 copies, Volume 1, and Volume 2 sold almost that many over the years. So it's been out since the first book came out in 72, 73, and the second book came out in 82. So they've been out for decades now. And then I decided I'd become a better writer, so I went to England and studied classical medieval history and stuff. And I came across some really great teachers, and they taught me how to write. And I got so good, I lost my top audience because I don't write that way anymore. I can't. I'm really good. Unfortunately, it's way over most people's heads. So I had to really study hard to get this Love Kills book down to a level that is pop culture again. Gonzo stylistically, and it's easy to read, much easier to read than my other stuff.
And you were saying off the air that the book's about 400 pages, glossy pages. It's a hardcover book.
No, just the pictures.
Yeah.
The pictures are glossy. They're regular pages. The paperweight is 60-pound opaque wool, and the the middle sections. I had them all laid out like a magazine for a while there,
Right.
but I couldn't get it. We couldn't get it under 400 pages. We had to get it down to 380 indexes and stuff. So we compromised and emphasized the text, and there's so much new material in there that nobody's heard about the Cobain assassination. Actually, the name of the book is Love Kills: The Assassination of Kurt Cobain. And it's about how the guy had political value to some people, and he was a very frightening young man, and a lot of people didn't want him to continue on. He had money. All of a sudden, he was a very poor background. Well, I wouldn't say poor, but middle class. And he had grown up in kind of a tense situation and became a great poet and a great writer and a great musician. And he just blew everybody away when he first came on the scene. And so Courtney fell afoul of my daughter, and the rest everybody knows, except the details are completely under the control of the record companies and Courtney and and so what I've done in this book is brought out a book that when you read the book, you'll see for yourself what really happened, and there's no other book like it on the market.
And I know you don't have a lot of time today. I want to thank you for giving me a half hour. But people can go back and look in our archives. We've done about 6 hours worth of interviews with Hank Harrison, okay? Probably more than anybody on the face of the earth. And so we go into a lot of detail on a lot of different topics. But Hank, tell us...
Very yacky. I'm very yacky.
That's right. Once you start talking, you can't stop. But tell me what is new in this book that we can find in this book that is going to convince us of the murder of Kurt Cobain?
Well, Kurt's grandfather, Leland Cobain, died, and before he died, I talked to him on the phone, and he said to me one day, he was very ill, and he said to me one day, "Hey, Hank, you've heard what Gary's Kurt's uncle," and I went ahead and ordered a copy of the death certificate and also a copy of the, the various things that forensic details.
The autopsy and the medical examiner's report.
Medical report, yeah,
right.
Examiner's report. Thank you. And I said, no, I didn't know that. We're the only people that could do it because we were blood-related relatives, I said, okay, what'd they tell you? He says, well, the one thing is they did a paraffin test on Kurt's hands before he was cremated, and they found that he had never handled a gun. There was no residue. There was no powder residue on his hands. And I said, gee, I didn't know that. Yeah, he didn't handle the gun. He didn't even touch the freaking gun. He did, but his fingerprints weren't on it. So not only was the gun wiped down and no fingerprints on it, but there was also no residue on Kurt's hands, which means he didn't handle the gun to kill himself. So the whole idea of him being shot in the head and as a lethal thing. So right now, that's not what killed him. Well, then it turned out there was a high amount of heroin, or should I say opiates, in his bloodstream, and that's what killed him. So to reconstruct it in the book, what we've done is I've gone through and...
We at Wondery, creators of Dr. Death, Scamfluencers, and Over My Dead Body, go deeper into complex true crime stories to give you an inside look at the facts. And now we're launching the ultimate true crime fan destination, Exhibit C. It's truly criminal. Wondery's Exhibit C gives you the detective's lens of all of the evidence, taking you step by step through the twists and turns of each true crime case. Join the Exhibit C online community to access exclusive show merchandise, member-only content, and to hear directly from top criminal and social justice experts, witnesses, and investigators as they take us beyond the evidence and into the case file. Join now by following Wondery Exhibit C on Facebook, or find us on the web at WonderyExhibitC.com and listen to true crime podcasts on Wondery and Amazon Music. Exhibit C. It's truly criminal.
On a timeline, who was in the house, who was downstairs, who was upstairs, who visited the house, we have quite a bit of reportage on who was visiting that day and who was in the house, who had control of the front door when Kurt was still alive. And then suddenly Kurt died, and all those people disappeared out of the house. Now, after that happened, they all just dispersed to various parts of the country. And a few years later, one of the girls who was in the house at the time winds up dead in Montana. And she was a rehab counselor, completely clean, not on heroin, and she dies, and she's overdosed on heroin in her rehab house on the kitchen floor. And we traced her down. Nobody's done that before, so Jennifer Adamson. And then the other people that were in the house, we know what happened to them. We traced them down. So that towards the end of the book, you start to get into the kind of payoffs that people had received over the years, of career boosts and grants and aid and support that they got for various enterprises and businesses, clothing businesses, modeling careers, all kinds of stuff for people keeping their mouth shut. And apparently a lot of people knew about it, and they knew all the details, but they were paid off. Nobody came to me, by the way, so I was never even approached for that, but we figured it out. It took us a while, but we figured it out. And in the long run, it looks like there's a bunch of people running around the world alive today that know all about Kurt's assassination.
So these new witnesses you located, were you able to interview them for the book?
Some of them were, but a lot of them are dead. They're dead.
Right.
I can't interview them because they died or they disappeared. And the ones that I can't interview that are still alive are still getting payoffs.
Let me ask you a question.
And I don't want to tell them. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, because who do you suspect is behind the murder of Kurt Cobain?
Well, it's a combination of people. I mean, there's one person who's the head of the whole deal, and there's other people. Let's take, for example, the people who get accused of it aren't the ones that did it. The people who did it are still very much able to kill me. So I'm not going to, go out on a limb unless you read the book. The reason I want people to read the book is because it's laid out in a way that is step by step, so that if you're a jury, if you were on a jury in court, you would be able to evaluate the testimony. And that's what I've done. I haven't answered your question, because in the book, I don't even answer the question in the book. What you do is you read the book and you say, oh, I get it. And then you make up your own mind. That's the only way I could get away with doing this book and not getting shot myself.
Then let me ask you this. The people who you believe are behind the murder, they still have the money to be paying people off?
Oh, hell yes. Oh, heck yes. For sure. Big time. Big money. Big money, big power. And not just Courtney, not just my daughter, but other people too. And also people that Courtney helped to career-wise to get along afterwards and become. One woman was a sketch artist at County Fairs and just got almost out of college, an art class in college, and now she's pulling down $1 million per painting, thanks to leg up and boosts from Courtney and other people in her circle. There's a model. There's a guy named Callie DeWitt who was in the house when Kurt died. He is now making T-shirts for Kanye West and that whole crowd down in L.A. So yeah, they're all doing well.
And these were all like hangers-on around there that were around the time that Kurt died.
Callie DeWitt was the nanny for my granddaughter. But he was more like a bodyguard.
Let me ask you a question. What's going on with the granddaughter, Frances Bean? What's going on with her?
Well, 100% not sure, but she's doing well. I'm not sure how happy she is, but she's okay, I guess. Nobody tells me. I got to figure it out from the media, just like the rest of the people. The last thing they want to do is talk to me. They say it's because I'm overweight.
Well, you look great, Hank.
I know, I feel great, but it's not. That's what they're saying. You know, they're fat phobes. But Frances is gone to school, and she's had one husband now. She's in her second boyfriend, or second major serious relationship. I don't know. Obviously, Courtney has brainwashed her to the point where Frances keeps her mouth shut and counts her checks every month. There was an article recently that I read that I think is true, and that was she gets about $1 million a month.
Really? Okay, because there was some litigation between her and her mother. That's all been settled?
No, that was 2008. That was a long time ago. When she turned 18 or so, that Frances became control of her own estate. Courtney almost went broke, so there was some kind of relationship that took place between, and also Kurt's family got some money because they signed non-disclosures, and then they betrayed that. And Courtney, you know, there's so much going on behind the scenes that nobody wants you to know about. And I try to do some of that, get some of that in the book, so that people will realize that there's a whole world out there that the average person that can't even imagine.
And you said also
where the money's coming from.
Yeah, and you were saying off the air too that the book, you have a lot of exclusive pictures in there, photographs that no one's ever seen before.
That's correct.
What are they?
The reason I put. Go ahead.
Yeah, what are they?
Well, there's a lot of pictures of Courtney's childhood that have been voted around.
We at Wondery, creators of Dr. Death, Scamfluencers, and Over My Dead Body, go deeper into complex true crime stories to give you an inside look at the facts. And now we're launching the ultimate true crime fan destination, Exhibit C. It's truly criminal. Wondery's Exhibit C gives you the detective's lens of all of the evidence, taking you step by step through the twists and turns of each true crime case. Join the Exhibit C online community to access exclusive show merchandise, member-only content, and to hear directly from top criminal and social justice experts, witnesses, and investigators as they take us beyond the evidence and into the case file. Join now by following Wondery Exhibit C on Facebook, or find us on the web at WonderyExhibitC.com and listen to true crime podcasts on Wondery and Amazon Music. Exhibit C. It's truly criminal.
But I have a whole bunch more that I put in the book just to show my relationship with Courtney, me and Courtney together, that kind of stuff. But there's also pictures of people like Melissa Rossi, Richard Lee, and people that wrote books, and people that are detailed in the book. So I have like a portrait of a picture, and then I'll try to get that picture to be as revealing as possible about that person. So there's books in there's pictures in the book. For example, Richard Lee is a guy who started a independent video broadcast in Seattle, and he was the first guy, believe it or not, to come out and say Kurt was murdered. Everybody else was saying he was a suicide, and everybody was going for the okie doke on the gun, and Kurt killed himself, blah, blah, blah. And they even, it was just unbelievable how quickly people assumed that Kurt killed himself, because the evidence was he had a shotgun, he blew his head off, blah, blah, blah. Why, nobody knows, but, that's what they thought. Well, Richard Lee was this little guy out in, I say small as far as he wasn't very powerful media-wise, because he was an independent guy, and he went out and he did a lot of research, went up to the house and did a lot of research days and days and days before it hit the media. He was up there, within minutes of Kurt's announcement that he had killed himself, Richard was out there taking pictures. And so Richard got in trouble, and he hasn't given up, and he's in the same boat I'm in. Everybody hates us because we went against the official version.
Something.
Richard's pictures are in there.
Yeah, Hank, I just remembered. I just interviewed recently a forensic linguistic expert, and she has a software, and she worked on the Kurt Cobain alleged suicide note. and she put it through her software, and I think she found that it was deceptive. I'm going to have to go back and send you that recording. I guess I never talked to you about that, did I?
Yeah, we mentioned it, but the thing is, everybody knew it was deceptive because anybody with eyes can see if you compare A and B on a page, which I do in my book. I put it on either side of the page so you can see it, A and B. You can see it's been messed with. You can see it's not Kurt's handwriting. And they're explaining, he was stoned. He got up and he shot himself up with an overdose of heroin. And he staggered around the room, went over, got the gun, shot himself. People don't do that kind of stuff, and they don't write notes like that. The note was written on the back of the note I think you're talking about was written on the back of a Howard Johnson's placemat, and it was written in Rome at the Howard Johnson's in Rome, Italy.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy, I mean, and then what happened was whoever forged the note took that placemat and then faked his handwriting and added bits to Kurt's handwriting. So there's two different kinds of handwriting. Now, there's one thing is if a guy was super stoned and writing a note, or if he had written a note, a month ahead of time and planned it, the handwriting would all be the same. But instead, there's 2 or 3 different kinds of handwriting on this page, which was kind of a dead giveaway, really. And so that's in my book, too. I go over the details of that. Now, Tom Grant, the private detective that Courtney hired, has also gone over this material. And he did a very good job, but he's been bad-rapped, and people have betrayed him and put him down a lot. And the truth is that everybody that's ever done any serious forensic investigation of the material available comes with the same conclusion. This guy did not kill himself. But the media has gone so darling with Courtney over the years that everybody and people, she still has people that are just absolute adoring fans. They don't want to be change their minds. So there's all kinds of people out there that kill themselves even today.
Yeah,
and the sad part is there's people.
I definitely hear from
impressed over it.
I definitely hear from Courtney's adoring fans. Trust me on that. But let me ask you the question. She was just in the news recently because they showed a little clip of her at the Pam Anderson roast where she made some allegations about the Jeffrey Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein. So what do you make of that?
Well, I mean, she would know, wouldn't she? I mean, she was telling the truth about Weinstein because she would know.
Right.
Of course she knew. She was rolling in the clover with all those people. She was hanging out with them all. She knew. She knew Harvey was a complete lech and a complete, moron with women and not a very great gentleman and a mean guy and a rapist probably too. I mean, who knows? I can't get into details because I wasn't there, but it's obvious that she had contacts all the way up in AOL. She had contacts with all the media. I mean, all the media, not just some media, all the media. She made it big. I mean, she has made it big in Hollywood. And how she did that was, who knows, but Barbara Walters thought she was the greatest thing that ever came along. And then we find out she's hanging out with Versace 2 weeks or a month before he died. And, there's, she knows, and then a day or 2 days or a month, a week, whatever, short time after Versace dies, she's hanging out with his sister. She's been hanging out with his sister the whole time. It goes on and on. It's just, if you read the book and you put 2 and 2 together, you're going to come up with, as if you were on a jury. And you have to, at the end of the book, you're going to be asked yourself to decide what you think. That's the way I wrote the book. That's the only way I could write the book, and nobody's ever written a book like this before. Everybody comes to, people want a conclusion. There's a conclusion in the book, but it's in your head. If you don't like to do that kind of work, you don't have the time to do that work, don't buy the book. I don't expect to have a bestseller here. I just have the book out for people that want to have an open-minded review of what's going on. what went on with Kurt.
The less that you
Because
want,
it leads to...
the less that you.
We at Wondery, creators of Dr. Death, Scamfluencers, and Over My Dead Body, go deeper into complex true crime stories to give you an inside look at the facts. And now we're launching the ultimate true crime fan destination, Exhibit C. It's truly criminal. Wondery's Exhibit C gives you the detective's lens of all of the evidence, taking you step by step through the twists and turns of each true crime case. Join the Exhibit C online community to access exclusive show merchandise, member-only content, and to hear directly from top criminal and social justice experts, witnesses, and investigators as they take us beyond the evidence and into the case file. Join now by following Wondery Exhibit C on Facebook or find us on the web at WonderyExhibitC.com and listen to true crime podcasts on Wondery and Amazon Music. Exhibit C. It's truly criminal.
Want is have an author on your show that says, "Don't buy the book." Okay.
Don't buy the book.
We want them to buy the book.
Idiot. Look, if you can't read past the 4th grade level, don't buy the book. You're going to be very disappointed. It's really hard to read this book. I have a couple of degrees in university level, and I write at that level. So I have to come down from my doctorate dissertation to get the average person to read this book. Okay, I did that, but I couldn't go down to the 8th grade level. I had to go down to at least high school.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question now. Did you have any trouble, like, getting a publisher and getting the book published with all the powerful sources out there against you?
No, because I never tried. Okay. I did it myself. I wanted to do it myself. I started out with the intention of publishing it myself. I am a publisher. I have my own ISBN numbers. I have my own book codes. I've been in book distribution and publishing since 1973 or 4. So, yeah, I've always wanted to be a writer and a publisher. And then, of course, when the opportunity arose, because the software finally came available back in the day when the computers were just in a primitive stage, I realized I could still write a book in my underwear, so that was cool. And I had a big revelation back in the 70s when I knew that software was now, word processing was now available. You didn't have to use a typewriter anymore. Those were the days. That's when I made my decision, not recently. I mean, I've been a publisher for a long, long time.
And the best way to get the book right now is to email you directly at lovekillsbook@gmail.com. Lovekillsbook@gmail.com. And I suppose you're accepting PayPal, right?
PayPal, Square, several other ways. Yeah, we'll send you an invoice when you write, and we'll send you a little update too. It comes in a little email, and we'll answer your email, and you can make up your mind whether you want to buy it or not. Because right now, yesterday I sent 2 out to Poland. The Europeans are big on the book. It costs us a lot. They don't mind paying the extra 13 euros. It costs 13 euros to ship this thing to Poland.
I know, it's crazy.
To Scotland. 13 euros is $1.25. So the book costs $24.95. Okay, and it's a signed first edition, so that part's okay. And the shipping is free, by the way, in the United States. So if you're in Europe listening to this program, you're going to have to pay a little bit more to get it over there. But I'm not sure that anybody on the way to Utah is... Yeah, but anyway, none of my business.
It's on all the regular stations too, Hank. It's on all the regular stations too. Okay, KYH just has to be a new station, an additional station, but we're still on all the regular stations. We've always on.
I know. I know.
I know. But also too, Hank. So, you people can go to independent bookstores and ask them to order the book from you as well.
Oh yeah. All you have to do, we're listed as official ISBN company, Arks Press. ARKIV as in Victor ES Press. We have been in business since the early 80s, and we're online there. All you have to do to get a copy of this book is go to any bookstore, even the big chains, if you want to. Go up to the counter and say, "Hey, I want to order Hank Harrison's book, Love Kills," and you pay for the book right there, and then they'll send us a little thing and we ship it out to them, and then you go back to the bookstore and pick it up. They want to do it that way.
And you're available.
It's done all the time.
You're available for appearances too, right? If you want to set up a little book signing in, I guess, Northern California general area, you'd want to keep it.
No, I'm going back to. I'm being before Christmas. I'll be in Pittsburgh.
Oh, great!
Before Christmas, and I have supporters, people who want me to come back and do a lecture tour at the University of Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh, and Chicago, outside of Chicago. We're doing on that same tour. I'll stop off in Chicago, and I'll do some stuff. The logistics are, as long as I don't have to pay for the airfare,
right.
I'm fine. I'll go to your town.
Okay, great.
But in Northern California, I mean, anywhere from San Francisco to Sacramento, I'm fine. I can do that anytime. And bookstores, if they want me to show up, or appearances. I mean, schools. I love schools. Kids love me in the schools, and I can't get shot in a school.
There you go.
I'm thinking.
Do it in an airport or a school where it's safe where you can't get shot. Hank, we're down to like 1 minute left. What do you want?
Police station's good too.
We got like 1 minute. The cops will shoot you there. We got like 1 minute left. What do you want to leave us with?
We at Wondery, creators of Dr. Death, Scamfluencers, and Over My Dead Body, go deeper into complex true crime stories to give you an inside look at the facts. And now we're launching the ultimate true crime fan destination, Exhibit C. It's truly criminal. Wondery's Exhibit C gives you the detective's lens of all of the evidence, taking you step by step through the twists and turns of each true crime case. Join the Exhibit C online community to access exclusive show merchandise, member-only content, and to hear directly from top criminal and social justice experts, witnesses, and investigators as they take us beyond the evidence and into the case file. Join now by following Wondery Exhibit C on Facebook, or find us on the web at WonderyExhibitC.com and listen to true crime podcasts on Wondery and Amazon Music. Exhibit C. It's truly criminal.
Well, there's other books coming out, and this book, I'm going to be around. This book isn't going to go away. We have 5,000 copies in print right now. We've already sold about 1,000, just under 1,000 of them, and it's only been out for about 2 weeks. So we're doing okay. Not all of those have paid us yet, by the way, but yeah, we have. They're out there. And we plan to keep on going on this right up until next year, and then we'll have to do another printing. We think we should get rid of the 5,000 in the first year, and then after that, we'll see what happens. I know there's a French company interested in translating it into French. We have a Portuguese translator who really is eager to get it. And I said, Portugal? Who reads in Portugal? I said, no, Brazil, man, Brazil. I'm going, oh. Brazil. Portuguese. I get it. So, yeah, we're going to have copies in Brazil. So that's nice.
Hank Harrison.
So I'm the publisher. I'm the publisher.
Thank you so much, Hank. So they can email you at lovekillsbook@gmail.com. Get a copy of this book, Love Kills: The Assassination of Kurt Cobain. Is that what it's
right?
Okay, Hank. Thank you so much, brother.
Thanks, Ed. See you soon.
Keep in touch, man. There you have Hank Harrison, the author of Love Kills: The Assassination of Kurt Cobain. You can get the book. I know Hank's telling you don't buy the book, right? Don't buy the book, he tells you. I'm telling you, buy the book, okay? Hank's a good guy. Buy his book. lovekillsbook@gmail.com. There's some new content in the book, some new witnesses. There's some. He was describing the book to me off the air. It's a hardcover book. It's not one of these fly-by-night books you do on CreateSpace. Got some glossy pictures in there, exclusive pictures you never saw before. So check that out at lovekillsbook@gmail.com. Again, if you have any trouble finding his email or something, just get a hold of me and I'll put you in touch with Hank Harrison. If you like the show, there's 6 more hours with Hank Harrison, where we get into real detail about the story of his relationship with Courtney, Satanism at MTV, Courtney's relationship with CIA agents in Ireland. We get into all kinds of incredible stuff with Hank Harrison. There's some in the members section. There's some available for free online. So check all that out. But the member section is OppermanReport.com. You go there, and there's all kinds of new content in there every week. There's documents, there's videos, and there's exclusive shows that you can't hear online. So thank you so much, Hank Harrison. And the email address to get this book is lovekillsbook@.
We at Wondery, creators of Dr. Death, Scamfluencers, and Over My Dead Body, go deeper into complex true crime stories to give you an inside look at the facts. And now we're launching the ultimate true crime fan destination, Exhibit C. It's truly criminal. Wondery's Exhibit C gives you the detective's lens of all of the evidence, taking you step by step through the twists and turns of each true crime case. Join the Exhibit C online community to access exclusive show merchandise, member-only content, and to hear directly from top criminal and social justice experts, witnesses, and investigators as they take us beyond the evidence and into the case file. Join now by following Wondery Exhibit C on Facebook or find us on the web at WonderyExhibitC.com and listen to true crime podcasts on Wondery and Amazon Music. Exhibit C. It's truly criminal. We at Wondery, creators of Dr. Death, Scamfluencers, and Over My Dead Body, go deeper into complex true crime stories to give you an inside look at the facts. And now we're launching the ultimate true crime fan destination, Exhibit C. It's truly criminal. Wondery's Exhibit C gives you the detective's lens of all of the evidence, taking you step by step through the twists and turns of each true crime case. Join the Exhibit C online community to access exclusive show merchandise, member-only content, and to hear directly from top criminal and social justice experts, witnesses, and investigators as they take us beyond the evidence and into the case file. Join now by following Wondery Exhibit C on Facebook or find us on the web at WonderyExhibitC.com and listen to true crime podcasts on Wondery and Amazon Music. Exhibit C. It's truly criminal.